Hey, it's Paula Rowlands with Paula Rowlands Coaching, and did not do a Facebook Live this morning on this salad because we went picking. And it is seriously fruit, yummy, yummy. We picked cherries and we picked apricots, which aren't quite ripe. But I have to show you this because it's pretty awesome. So I'm just gonna grab my camera and go over here. Look at this. Isn't this awesome? Yum, yum, yum. So now the work begins. We're gonna freeze. We're going to can probably because we have a lot of them. And we're also gonna dry some. Hi, Christina. So today, and pop in a note saying hi if you're here. And the more highs we get, the more hellos, replays, the more this is going to get out there so that other people can learn about a quick and easy meal. So we are going with super healthy and nutritious, of course, and no finger jello today. And we're going to start out with some fish. I've got some wild-caught cod. And this has a tear thing, so that's good. Before I even start that, I've been preheating the oven to 400 degrees. We're going to quick pump this spray. I have a spray pump with olive oil, so I can actually have real olive oil without additives. And we're just going to spray the surface here. And then we're going to open this cod up. And these are pre-cut. This is really simple and easy. And it was on sale. It was $2.99 a pound. So you can't get better than that. And wild caught. Oh, and I'm going to use my scissors here because these are in pouches. So I'll just cut these open and I'm going to drain them real quick in the sink. And because they're in the pouches and they're a little liquidy, I'm also going to use a little bit of paper towel to dry them. And I didn't cut that enough. So that one is patted dry. We'll get this one a second. Where'd the scissors go? And we're going to add 3 different seasonings to these. There we go. Okay, we'll add 3 different seasonings to these. Yeah, oh, it's sauna time? Nice. You can sit in your sauna, Christina, while I do my cooking. Too bad you're not here to eat it when I'm done, right? So we're going to add some garlic salt. Again, really simple, easy. Sprinkle some garlic salt on this. I'm not measuring. I'm just quick sprinkling it on. Some basil. Now I reuse the containers. This is actually basil from my garden from last year. And then oregano. And then all we do after that, the oven is preheated to 400. And I'm going to spray the top of this with the olive oil. That's going to keep it from getting a little dried out on top. And this should be ready right about the time that my salad is done, in about 15 minutes. So this is going to go in the oven right now. And we'll set the timer just in case. Hopefully we'll be done with this right when that's done. So, yeah, I know, too bad. So now we're going to make a kale salad. And we've got I'm going to tell you about the bennies of each thing as we chop them. So the first thing we're going to have is 1 cucumber. I do usually, because this is a standard cucumber, not one that is in the sealed plastic, I do peel it. So we're going to get the peel off of this first because they usually coat it with wax or who knows what else. I don't want to know. It is organic, but at the same time, I don't like the coatings on there. So, and if you just popped in, then just say hello. And if there's something that you would love about, are you a kale lover? Are you a kale hater? This salad has kale in it. It does have some other things in it too. So what is cucumber good for? We're going to cube this. Cube the cucumber, and I use my handy dandy knife, and we're going to just cut this into little cubes. Cucumbers are super good source of vitamin K, which is important for heart health. They're also extremely hydrating and cooling for your system. They are if you follow Ayurvedic lifestyle eating, this is a cooling vegetable. And also highly hydrating because it's 95% water. So we will take this and put it right in our bowl. And what is next on our list? We have celery stalks. I've been really enjoying celery lately. Now celery is anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, It's really good for cholesterol and blood pressure and heart health in general. Also good for your eyes and your liver and your skin. And skin's really important these days because you're out in the sun a lot in the summer. I cut the tops and bottoms off of this. This is also going to be chopped. I'll move this out of the way a minute. So I usually just slice it down the center. If I have some wide areas, I might slice a little bit more. Depends on the consistency. I like, depending on the salad, sometimes I like the chunks to be bigger, sometimes smaller. So then I'll cut this in half because I'm going to expedite my chopping. And then I have a big pile, and I can, when you use a knife like this, what you want to do is chop like this in a kind of a semicircle, like a pie shape. So you anchor the top of it. You want to hold your knife right at the front of the blade with the handle like that. So your finger's actually on the blade. That gives you the best control. So then you can just slide it right here, and you can turn this a little bit to match the curve. You want to have your other fingers curled a little bit like this so that your blade doesn't, you can chop pretty fast that way. And I'm not a knife expert. This is something that I've learned over time. So 3 celery stalks for this. Again, we're going for healthy eyes, skin, and liver. You're going to hear that a little bit more. And that is the oven saying, I am preheated now because I jumped the gun a little bit, and that's totally okay. So tomatoes. Calls for 3 large tomatoes, and I'm going to use, 2 large tomatoes. I'm going to use 3 Roma tomatoes, and the top of this feels a little soft, so I'm going to slide that off. But instead of this knife for tomatoes, I like a serrated knife. It slides right through. So this also is a chopping one, so we want these chopped. So it's kind of a chopped salad, isn't it? So I'll cut these in quarters. And then just slide down here. And Peter's getting ready for work, so I'm in kind of a hurry too. One more. And I know what I'm going to have for dessert tonight because of all that fresh fruit. Actually, we've been kind of snacking on it all day. So if you're here and I haven't said hello to you, go ahead and pop down and say hi and see who's watching. And if you have any questions about this, so here's our chopped, so far we've got chopped cucumber, chopped tomato, and chopped celery. And next, oh, I didn't tell you, so you know that tomato is good, it's high in vitamin C, you know, that's what you hear most of the time. It's also really, really good for heart health and for skin and for weight loss. I bet you didn't know that. So yay, tomatoes. Now, the next thing we want is a half a bunch of scallions. So I'm just gonna tear this apart. These have already been rinsed. And I usually peel the ends down a little bit. And the excess, oh, that's a little bit too much excess. And these are also going to be chopped. Now, green onions. Now, usually scallions or green onions, we usually use those for like accessorizing, but this is high nutrition also. So what are these good for? They are, any kind of allium is going to give you the anti-inflammatory, boost the immune system, but it really enhances the immune system. But what's really nice about this too, it shrinks your fat cells. Not that any of us have like really big fat cells, but you want green onions in your life just for that reason. If you're gonna have fat cells, they should be shrunken. That's what my vote is. So I want to pay attention to what I'm chopping here. So there's our scallions. We'll throw these in there. And they're a nice light oniony flavor. They're not such a heavy, strong onion flavor, so they're good to have anyway. Got some excess here. These are going in the compost. And what is next? I think now we finally get to our kale. So purple kale, because you want it pretty, and also the purple, the deep colors give you more beta carotene, which is more nutritious. Again, we're going with organic produce wherever possible. This is organic. And we're going to do half of a bunch. Now, if you have thyroid issues, you may not want to consider this salad a lot of the time. It's still okay once in a while. You'd really want to have that more, hi Neely, you really want to have that more and like sauteed, or at least lightly sauteed, slightly heated to soften the effects for the goitrogens. So sometimes you can take the kale and just run your hand down the stem like this and shred the leaf right off of the stem. Sometimes it doesn't work so well. I'm going to do my best here. And one more. And then there's the little pieces on this. So then this we want to finely chop. I like it finely chopped. You don't have to have it finely chopped. And again, I've moved my bowl out of the way. I like it finely chopped because it's a little bit coarse as a leaf. And if we have it finely chopped, it goes down the throat. It doesn't get stuck in your throat as much as a big chunk might. It feels a little less coarse, a little more fun to eat. It also breaks down better when you are adding the dressing to it. This particular salad is super, super light and healthy, and this is not finely chopped yet. I mean, really finely chopped. So the fineness of this is going to also, when we break down those cell walls a little bit, the nutrients are more available. So that's hygiene. So we get a little more finely chopping there. This is the best part. Now, if you're really angry with somebody, this is a great salad to make just for chopping the kale. So then the final thing with this, whenever I use raw kale, I like to do a little bit of massaging on it before I add it, because that makes the cell walls open up even more. So put this over here so that you can see. So I'm just gonna just lightly massage that, and I think we are almost ready. I do want to wash my hands a second though. Okay, so next on the list, so right now we have the bottom, we have cucumber, we have celery, we have tomato, we have scallions, and we have kale. The only thing that we have left to add before we put the dressing on is an avocado, and this we're going to cube. So I don't know how much you love avocado. I love avocado. And this is a kind of a big knife for the avocado, but I'm going to use it anyway. So the way that you test an avocado to see if it's ripe is you can take the little stem off, and it should be green in there. You can see that's green. If it's brown, it's probably too ripe. The best thing I love about avocados is they're super high in fiber. And how would you even think that? You look at the creaminess of this. Does that look like it would be high in fiber? But it totally is. So we're just going to chop this into cubes. Usually what I'll do is I'll cut this in quarters. I do have one of those fancy avocado cutting things that I never use. So you can usually take the peel and just peel that back like this when you cut it in quarters, and just do a quick hand chop gently with a big blade. The sharper your knife, actually, the better and safer it is. And yeah, the fiber is the best thing I like about avocados, and it's also a super healthy fat. If you're gonna have any kind of fatty food, this is the fatty food to have, just for the omega-3s in that. We can't produce omega-3 fatty acids, and they're really, really good for our brain and nervous system. So this is a really good way to get it. So you can add them to your smoothies and shakes. You can have them in a salad. Or you can just do like I do and cut them into halves and sprinkle some lime juice on them and a little salt and pepper and eat them. Shortcuts are always good. So here is our salad, except for one last ingredient. What could it be? Oh, I just stepped on the cat's tail. She wants some snacks. She is dying. She's very sick. So she comes in and she'll eat whatever snack we'll give her. So an orange. This is our salad dressing, an orange. Oh, before we cut it, anytime you're using juice of a citrus fruit, you want to roll it first to loosen up the juice, break those cell walls down so that you can free that juice up, so when we juice, we get more juice. Then I'm going to cut it in half and do just like my mama showed me with the old-fashioned juicer. This is up here so you can see it. And we're just going to squeeze it down in here. Juice is going to add in. We'll see how much juice. This is a navel orange. It's not a juice orange, but if you have juice oranges available, that'd be a good choice. And you can do up to 2 oranges to get this. And one of the things that this does when you're cutting things like avocado, it keeps the avocado from turning brown too because of the citric acid in it. So I just run this around once to make sure the juice comes down, and it gives us, about a half a cup of juice. So we're just going to pour this in right over that is our salad, and we'll just toss this. And that, along with our cod, which got 2 minutes. And that is our delicious, nutritious, very easy, quick dinner. We did that in 15 minutes. Now let me just double check. Since I still got you on the line, we'll see if this is ready yet. We're gonna need those extra 2 minutes. So still 15 minutes from start to finish to the plate, which is gonna be just in time for Peter to eat before he has to go to work. So that's our salad for the day. I did not get the recipe on. I will post the recipe on my website and then post the link on it in the next half hour. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try it. You can throw some salt and pepper on it if you like. You probably won't need to, but I hope you enjoy it. And I will see you on Friday for Lifestyle, or something in between if I get motivated, because I might be showing something about how to dry some fruits. Or I don't know if I'm going to do canning. Should I do canning? You let me know. All right, have a great time. I'll see you next time. Have a good night. Bye-bye.